Before we get into today's episode, make sure you follow the show so you never miss an honest moment. And if something you hear today hits home, share it with someone who needs it too. Now, let's talk about what we're afraid to admit. Hello, friends. Welcome to the very first episode of What We Were Afraid to Admit. I'm your host, Britta Becker. I am a Tampa realtor, ADTV host, and a human being who, just like you, is figuring it all out one imperfect day at a time. This podcast is not the polished version you see on YouTube. It's more the behind the scenes, the stuff we don't put in highlight reels, the stuff nobody prepares you for when you're building a business, a dream, or even just a new version of yourself. I want to start this podcast with my truth, and maybe it sounds familiar. Real estate has been painfully slow for me lately, and I don't mean, the cute, oh, it's a seasonal dip slow. I mean the kind of slow where you start asking yourself questions you don't want to say out loud. I came into this career bursting with energy, building my brand, putting out content, showing up everywhere, believing that consistency leads to momentum, and of course momentum leading to success. And I really do believe that. But then there's that quiet part. The part where you wake up positive, hopeful, and then you look at your numbers, your inbox, your pipeline, and it hits that little whisper, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe other people know something I don't. And this is the part of entrepreneurship nobody warns you about. There's all this shame, all the comparison, and most definitely the fear of being exposed as someone who doesn't have it all together. And that's why this podcast exists, because I know I'm not the only one. So let's talk about Tampa for a second. Not the headlines, not all the hype, not the glossy version. Here's the truth. Tampa, yes, is still growing. People are still moving here. Inventory is still tight. But buyers, they're really, really cautious. Interest rates, they've absolutely stretched people thin, I think. Sellers, they still think it's 2021, and realtors, well, we're caught right in the middle, trying to guide, trying to educate, and keep everyone calm while quietly panicking ourselves. Slow seasons, more like slow years, feel like this strange, invisible storm. It's quiet. It's just so quiet. My phone has stopped buzzing. Clients I have seem to have disappeared. Deals pause, they start, they stop, they pause again. And guess what? I've started second guessing everything I once felt so confident about. Behind the scenes, realtors are refreshing their CRM, hoping something's changed, looking at their bank accounts a little too often, chasing motivation that used to feel so natural, and fighting the guilt of not being busy enough, and pretending, and this is a huge one for me, pretending everything is fine on social media. But here's the truth. Slow seasons, and I'd like to say these past 2 years, have hit my identity just about as hard as they have hit my income. There's such a shame in slow seasons that feels and seems so very real. It's a shame probably that most professionals in our industry will never admit publicly. It's the shame of thinking if I were really good, I'd be busy. People will think I'm not successful. How about this one? I should have figured it all out by now. And this, most recently, everyone else looks like they're thriving. What's wrong with me? And the worst one, maybe I'm not meant for this. But, here's the thing. This is exactly what every successful person experiences before they break through, or so I've been told. Every entrepreneur hits the season where they feel invisible. And today, I've probably never felt as invisible as I do. Every realtor hits the season where the winds slow down and the doubts speed up. The shame, I guess, only exists because we don't talk about it. And this is 20 years later. I should know better. Gosh, there have been countless ups and downs in my real estate career thus far. So getting up every morning, I have to remind myself, and maybe you need to hear it too, slow seasons don't mean failure. I'm going to say that again. Slow seasons don't mean failure. What do they mean? Well, I guess they mean transition. They mean that the market is shifting, your clients are shifting, and you are shifting. They mean everything is strengthening beneath the surface, even if you can't see it yet, really. Every quiet season I've ever experienced later revealed itself as the setup for the breakthrough I didn't know I was walking towards. So that's what I have to continue to remind myself every single day. So if you're listening right now and you're in a season that does feel slow, stagnant, or discouraging, I want you to know this. You are not alone, you are not behind, and you are not failing. I remind myself of those three things as often as I remember to. You are in the part of the story where grit gets built, where resilience forms, where the future version of you, the one who does succeed, is shaped. So thank you very much for spending this first episode with me. It means more than you know. This podcast is where we're going to go deeper, get honest, and talk about the things most people in real estate or actually in any industry hide behind a smile. If you felt seen today, if this resonated, I'd love for you to share this episode with someone who might need it. And next week, we're diving into something big. The moment I almost walked away and the one conversation that stopped me. This is what we were afraid to admit. I'm Britta, and guess what? We're just getting started. Thanks again, and bye for now.